Well, hello! So we're talking about solving equations in this video. So I have two examples to work through. They both have x on both sides of the equation, but we'll be able to work it into a form where x is only on one side of the equation, and then you'll be able to follow the steps from there, and it looks almost exactly the same, all the same sorts of steps. Looking at the first one, we have 9n minus 6 equal to 5n plus 18. Our goal is to get x by itself, so we want to take the first step to get our n's on one side and our regular numbers on the other side. And we're going to do this by working with our terms, everything that's added and subtracted. We also like positive numbers, so I'm going to choose to subtract the 5n on both sides because that'll give me a positive 4n minus the 6 equal to the 18. From here, I'm going to go ahead and add that 6 onto the other side to get it over to the 18 because I want to get the n by itself. And notice that addition and subtraction undo each other, so that's why I'm choosing to add and subtract with all this. So we have our 4n equal to 18 plus 6, which is going to be 24. And now we just need to divide by 4 on both sides because division undoes that multiplication. So divide by 4, divide by 4. Our value of n is equal to 6. Let's take a look at the second one here. So in the second one, I want to get it down to be terms. I want to work with just addition and subtraction because then I can worry about adding and subtracting on both sides in order to get our answer down. So we have ourselves some parentheses, which means we have multiplication. I'm going to distribute that 3 to the 2x and to the negative 4 there to do that multiplication represented here because there is no symbol there. The parentheses do not mean to multiply. Parentheses just mean to group things. It's the lack of a symbol between the number and the parenthesis that tells you to multiply. So I'll go ahead and remove my little arrow there, and let's go ahead and do that multiplication. We have our 4x plus the 3 times 2x, which is 6x, then the 3 times negative 4, which is negative 12, all equal to that x. So we want to be able to get our x's on one side and our regular numbers on the other. We could do that any number of ways at this point. You could choose to subtract by 6x. You could choose to subtract by 4x. You could choose to add by 12. There's a whole variety of things you can do. I'm going to choose to combine the 4x and the 6x first. So by combining the 4x and the 6x, I'm only going to be working with one term that has x on that side with the 12. So I'll have 10x minus the 12 equal to the x. And then, even though it gives me some negative numbers, I'm going to choose to subtract by the 10x on both sides to combine my x's in one fell swoop. So I have then the 12, well, that's just going to be negative 12 still on that side, equal to x minus 10x, which is a negative 9x. And now we're able to finally get our value by itself. We're going to be able to do that by not subtracting, dividing. We're going to be able to do that by dividing by the negative 9 on both sides. Negative 12 divided by negative 9 gives us a positive value. So our value of x is equal to a positive 12 over 9. But that can be reduced. Both 12 and 9 are divisible by 3. So 12 and divided by 3 and 9 divided by 3 gives us 4/3. So our value of x is 4/3. I've got to kind of walk around my face there with my pen. So those are the two examples I wanted to show you, just going through and solving for x. Now notice with both of these examples though, is we have a value of x and we have a value of x, so each of these equations has one solution. You're not going to be seeing this in the actual practice that we have planned for you for the most part, but this is an excellent thing to remember, is that you can have a case where you have an infinite number of solutions when your answer looks the same on both sides without an x. So just as an example, we have 6 times x plus 3 equal to 6x plus 18. Well, just doing our one step of distribution here, we have 6 times x and 6 times 3, so we have 6x plus 18 equal to 6x plus 18. And as you can already tell, they're exactly the same on both sides. These are the same line. And when we say we're solving, we're identifying the values of x that makes it true. Here in this example, we have the same thing on both sides, so every value of x makes it true. So that's why it's an infinite number of solutions. There's an infinite number of x's we could plug in here that makes it true. Just to take one more step to make it extra redundant, by subtracting 6x on both sides, just getting rid of our x's entirely, we get 18 equal to 18. And this is a real indicator that it's an infinite set of solutions. Why did I subtract by the 6x's and not the 18? Because of what I said earlier. A solution is any value of x that makes it true. If I get rid of the x's completely, it means there are no x's to plug in. And if 18 is equal to 18, that's always true. So no matter what x I pick, 18 will always still equal 18, so that's an infinite number of solutions. That's always a true statement. One more, this time with no solutions. So these would not exist. D and E does not exist. And let's go ahead and take, here we go. 4x plus 5x plus 7 equal to 9x plus 2. So I'll go ahead and combine my like terms first. The 4x plus the 5x is 9x. So 9x plus 7 is equal to 9x plus 2. And you can already kind of tell the difference. 9x plus 7 is not the same thing as 9x plus 2. But to really drive it home, we'll subtract the 9x's on both sides, get rid of our x's completely. That gives us 7 equal to 2. 7 cannot equal 2. There is no x in this answer. So no matter what value of x I pick, 7 cannot equal 2. So there is no possible solution. This equation does not exist with any values of x that would make it true. And so that's what it looks like when you have a solution that does not exist, when you have an infinite number of solutions, or like we talked about up here, you have just one solution for each. Thanks for taking this time to watch this video. I look forward to seeing you guys soon, and take care. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions.